Code Section 3547.5 and approval of tentative agreement with Services Employee International Union, SEIU, Local 1021. It is an action item with 5 minutes presentation, 5 minutes discussion. Mr. Jaserna.
President Rodriguez, members of the board, student board member Yee, Superintendent Raymond. Item 10.3 is the AB 1200 public disclosure of the agreement between Sacramento City Unified School District and SEIU Local 1021. This is a conference and action item. It is with great pride and honor that I stand here with Mike Beverly, who was the bargaining chair for SEIU, Ian Arnold, who is a staff person with SEIU, John Chaban, who is also part of the bargaining team. This process is a hard process. This agreement was a result of a lot of hard work by a lot of folks that I'm convinced are concerned about the well-being of our students, the well-being of our schools, and the well-being of this community. It is through this hard work together, this problem solving, that we believe we've reached this agreement that, again, as I think Ian mentioned earlier, these are tough times that we're facing. But it was through this collective work that was done by both of these bargaining teams that we got to this agreement. The other couple people that I'd like to acknowledge is President Crawford Johnson, who's not here this evening because he's a little bit under the weather. I want to quote him, which was a term that he used regularly at the bargaining table. And his term was, "This is our house." And that it was up to us, as a, if you will, a family that would solve our problems. And there was a saying once I heard that we're all in the same boat, and it doesn't matter which end of the boat is leaking. We have to resolve this problem collectively. The other person who was here earlier but had to leave because of a family matter was Vice President Carla Fawcett. Again, I think an indication from a cultural context of the kind of relationships we're building with our labor partners was Carla would regularly make sure that I had something to eat on the day that we were bargaining because we would go through long days. And it was about people caring about people. And I think that was a reflection of our labor partners and the people who sat at our table. So again, staff strongly recommends that you adopt and approve this tentative agreement.
Mr. Gabe, Ross, do we have any public comment? No. We have a first by member Terry and a second by member of Royal to move from conference to action. All in favor? Aye. Opposed and abstentions. The ayes have it. We are now into action.
We'll move to adopt.
First by Vice President Wu and a second by member of Royal. And do we have any discussion? I didn't see any lights. Just thought I'd call for it. Okay, so let's take a vote. So all in favor of approving AB 1200 with the SEIU 1021. Aye.
Aye.
And opposed? And abstentions. The ayes have it. We have an agreement. Thank you very much, all of you, for your hard work and sticking to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You'll be sorely missed.
Congratulations on your retirement. Change your mind?
We're now on item 10.4, Coherent Governance Operational Expectations, OE10, Conference Action Item, 5-minute presentation and 5-minute discussion. Mr. Jonathan Raymond.
Thank you, President Rodriguez. I have before you Operational Expectation Monitoring Report, OE10, on our instructional programs. And I won't take the time this evening to go through it as I have with the other OEs that have come before you, but I will gladly take any questions that members may have.
We'll take questions after we hear the public comment.
We have one public comment from Darlene Anderson.
Hi, Superintendent Raymond, Board. I would just like to know, how does the district ensure progress is made on all school sites? Because I've looked for the single plans for student achievement online, and I have not found them recently. And when you're measuring student achievement at a school site and ensuring that all kids are making progress, I don't know how that's happening, but I know that a big presentation of data just demonstrates what the district is doing. But when you're looking at individual school sites, that carries differently. And so when you're looking at the community and trying to understand what a parent's responsibility is, understand that that parent probably didn't graduate from high school, and that parent's parent probably didn't graduate from high school, and they don't have a value for the educational system. They see it as a punishment kind of thing. And when the district chooses to use law enforcement and the district attorney as enforcers to the public education system, it doesn't become a benefit. It becomes a deterrent, and they figure out ways not to come. And so you're not bringing good things to them, you're bringing negative things to them. And you're taking away their children, you're identifying them as improper parents, and the system just is broken. So when you start to look, understand the conversation has to happen about what went wrong in Sacramento and how come African Americans are not making progress with the people who live here, not with the few people who elect themselves as leaders or who have been appointed as leaders, but with the people. Try to understand from their perspective what is the problem. And then maybe you can form a partnership, but you can't form a partnership by documenting people and incarcerating them or taking away their children and moving their children to other families. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And so if the district really wants to make an impact, they will open up the lines of communication and bring out the data and talk to the people who live here in Sacramento who have been impacted by the policies. Thank you.
Thank you. I will entertain a motion to move from conference to action.
So moved. I'll second.
We have a first by Vice President Wu and a second by Vice President Cunha. All in favor to move from conference to action?
Aye.
All opposed? And any abstentions? So we are now in action. First by Member Terry and a second by Vice President Wu. All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed and abstentions. The ayes have it. We're now at 11.0, Business and Financial Information Reports. That's just receiving information. Item 12.0, Future Board Meetings. August 2nd at 4:30, closed session, 6:30 open session. August 16th, 4:30, closed session, 6:30 open session. And I'd like to congratulate our student board member Katrina Yee for hanging in there with our first board meeting with us. And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. And typically we have the motion done by the student board member.
I make a motion to adjourn. I'll second it.
So we have a first by student board member Yee and a second by Vice President Wu. All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Opposed and abstentions? The ayes have it. We are now adjourned.